If they do that, they're going to be, Cougs will be very, 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 very tough to beat.
That's why Hunter's in right there. Oh, got to shoot a three.
Wilson. Oh, and we are tied.
What a game.
Let's go.
Call the five slammer down.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out. Record me acting ignorant, man.
Baylor empties it out. Oh, it toss. It's going the other way. Second pick of the night. Jeremiah Wilson finishes this one.
The dream is alive for Houston.
Go Coogs. Let's go.
Andy did his magic. I can see the little splices into that intro there. Welcome to this edition of Let's Rage Cougs post-game edition. I am KG Kris Gardner of the Houston Round Ball Review. We're going to talk about another Cougs win. Joining me is right now, you see on screen, my brother Dayon Dunlap. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Good win, on the road win. All road games, street fights. Toughest teams win. We came out victorious.
And we have a special guest that Dayon helped set up. A man known as Fluff. Gonna bring him in, and let's see. Let me get the comments ready. See if y'all remember this man right here who got buckets at the University of Houston. Fluff, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing well, man. It's an honor to always be involved with anything going on with my beloved Cougs, with our beloved Cougs, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's right. It's 3 Cougs on the screen, people. Don't forget that. It's 3
That's a
Cougs. Let's
fact.
Rage Cougs.
That's
It's
a fact.
Cougs to the core.
That's a fact.
Fluff, for folks who don't know or too young to know, tell them who you are.
My name is Robert McKeever. I played at the University of Houston 06 to 08. We had a good team. We were part of the beginning of what's going on now. I would use the analogy of maybe Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls, you know?
Okay.
If you don't get flavor in your ear, then you might not get one more chance. So,
Yeah.
you know, me and my brothers, we were part of just being at a beautiful school, a beautiful environment, and just trying to help, that was, during that time we had just got back on TV and things of that nature. But what's going on now is amazing. I speak for all former alumni. We are just ecstatic about everything that's going on.
Hold on, quick question to follow up, because like you said, you was part of the regime that had spearhead to get Houston back to the prominent stage where we belong to be. For us to be here and nationally recognized and respected, what's that like for you, being a part of it and now being alumni?
Well, what it does for me is how do you put it? When you go to a school, or you love a school that you attended as far as a player, you kind of always still feel like the player, even when you're not playing.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as not the playing part, but the soldier part of just being one of the guys. So like
going to battle.
all of the success that's been going on, it's like we all in a tunnel, like, yo, go do it.
Yeah.
Pryor, go do it. Tugler, whoever it is, like, let's get it done. So, I was actually, screaming some things in a good way to Pryor tonight. I felt like he had a great all-around game, and we just we just happy that it did. I don't even have words to put it to put in words. We are just super happy of how the University of Houston is doing right now. That's the best way I could put it, man.
Glad to have you part of the show, brother. And we're going to talk about the game in just a second. But Fluff, I don't know if you still are, but for a long time you were the leader in 3-point buckets in Cougar history, right?
I want to say I think Robert Gray. I think I got the most threes, but I think Robert Gray might have tied me for 9. No, not Robert Gray. Someone else. tied me for 9 in the game, but I think I have the most as far as this period.
overall.
Now think about this, Dayon. Fluff, you were there from
Yes, different
'06 to
era.
'08.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You're going
Yeah.
yeah.
on 17 years, and he still has the most three-pointers made in Cougar history. I glanced at his numbers. He put up almost like 12 a game. I mean, 12 threes a game back then.
And it's so funny. It's so funny. I was kind of playing the way that they're letting the guys play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yep.
I mean? I kind of was like a little too early. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this, man. The University of Houston. I went to Providence first, and they gave me a second chance at life. I had my daughter there. My daughter was born there. So many great memories there. I got a second chance, and I just tried to make the most of it. And that's what that run was about. I wish I could have did more as far as on the winning side, but we're doing it now, so
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
it's all good. It's all good.
All right, let's
But
talk about.
how can I
Go ahead.
forget you, Chris?
Oh,
How can I forget you, man?
appreciate it, man. Because
How can I forget you, man? You one of the most loyalist Coogs ever, bro. Come on, man.
I appreciate that, brother.
And I gave him his flowers last show. He been doing it independent since 1994.
Thank you, man.
Wow.
Yep, appreciate it.
Independent.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Big time, man. Come on, man.
Because
We
Dayon,
lose by 20, win by 20.
I'm
He
there.
right there. We got a headset. Mike got a headset on.
Yep.
He ready to go. I would never forget you, brother.
I
I'll see you
appreciate
soon.
it. Oh, yes, sir. That's what I. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll see you March 3rd at the Kansas game.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay?
All right. First half tonight was a tale of two halves. I think somebody put it out there. One of the first
It
comments
was.
that we had. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, either one. Dayon, Fluff, y'all have it. First half, Cougs played Coug basketball.
Mhm.
Second half, first part of second half, it was kind of like WVU played Cougs basketball, getting after the Cougs guards. But what are your thoughts on it?
Well, for me, like you said, it was a tell of two half, but we got off to such a fast start and getting good looks, and defensively, we were just so locked down and making it tough on every shot. And like you said, just the way to put it is playing cool defense. And then that second half, I always kind of think ahead. I knew we were going to win that game, but it just put me in the mindset. Okay, when we're playing against a team who can score, can match us at a scoring rate, a scoring output, but still play tough defense. How can we stop runs like that? Because defensively, we're going to be in the game. But I'm thinking like, okay, these are moments that we're going to have where someone is defending us good and we have different laps. Who can get us a bucket? And so that's what I was thinking. I wasn't really surprised because it's a road game. They got off to such a slow start. In the second half, I expected them at some point to go on a run. But just looking internally, I'm like, in these moments, who is going to get us out of those runs? Who's going to stop the momentum and settle us down offensively?
For me, and we could talk all night about this, but for me, the guy is number 4 as far as Crier. I feel like Crier, rather he struggles. Sometimes he struggles shooting the ball a little bit or whatever, but I feel like he has the experience. He has the experience, and he's been in tough games last year, to know what it is to win those, just raggedy games sometimes, like where it's just like they're the ugliest games ever, but all we want to do is get out with the W.
Right.
I think that, and that doesn't always mean scoring. I think that I think him taking a little more control would be would be great for us.
And I'll say this: if y'all saw the broadcast, I think it was early second
Because I
half.
think he had 10. I think he had, sorry to cut you off, but I
No.
think he had 10 and a half, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. I don't know what he finished with, but
He finished with 17.
Yeah.
with
Like
17.
you said, first
So,
half he
you know
had
what I'm
quick
saying?
10,
Like,
2 back-to-back threes. He got off to a fast start.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just feel like, I don't like to get in best player or anything like that. I don't want to get into that. That's something, coach, but I mean, I think that he is the guy that he is our, our leader, as far as, making sure the ball gets to where it got to go and make even him personally or distributing.
He's a common influence on the team for sure.
Yeah.
Because there were times, I mean, Coach Sampson reading lips when he was yelling at Milos Uzan, Milos, you're playing soft. That's what he yelled at to him. So there were times when the turnovers were kind of spotty, and they didn't attack the WVU West Virginia pressure defense.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cougs had 14 turnovers. That's a season high.
That's a season high. I was just gonna say that has to be a season high.
And like 9 of those were in the second half, something like that. So that was uncharacteristic of the Cougs. But like Dayon, when it got down to 4 or 5, LJ calmed everything down, got bucket. Milos hit a big bucket. Juan got a big rebound. They went back to Coug basketball. It was like they got away from themselves for 8-10 minutes. And then probably in the huddle, Coach Sampson, as only he can do, reminded them who we are, play Coug basketball, offense and defense. And they got the dub, and they won by 14 over a good team on the road. And that's the bottom line.
Yes, and I think that shaping up, getting ready for the conference tourney, and still playing conference play. I think camaraderie and being together, because I won't name the school. Can I name the school?
On this show, you can.
Okay, okay. I know how it go, man. You know what I'm saying? But
nah.
I watched, for example, North Carolina last night, right? And I watched them be up about 4 points with about 9 minutes left to go in the game. And then I see them go down 4 points with about 3 or 4 minutes left to go in the game. And there was no huddling. There was no camaraderie of just you know what I'm saying? I think my school is the best school anyway. But I didn't see the camaraderie from them as far as we're gonna fight, man. We're gonna try to get the win,
right,
and whatever happens. But from our Cougars, that's one thing that we could lay our hats on, is the camaraderie. So I feel like games like these are great, because we get to see what we made of mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because and as you know, Kris, you've been around a long time. Is the most talented, you could be the most talented guy in the world. If you're not tough up here, you know what I'm saying, things are going to go sour. And that's why, I think games like tonight are huge.
Flo, do you think you could play for Coach Sampson? Could you play for
I was kind of want to go.
Yeah, you. Could you play for Coach Sampson?
Absolutely.
Explain more. Go to it. I want to hear you give me some more reason.
Yeah, because I kind of want to kind of set that up, because I was kind of going there. And what are you seeing from Coach Sampson to be able to establish, like you said, that tough mentality to where it's on the road at home? That toughness is in the DNA, and they're going to play hard and tough regardless of score, if they making shots or anything.
How you want? What you want me to
Wherever
answer
you want to take
Kris?
it.
Take it. Either one. Mine first, his, whatever. You a guest, brother.
So, I could have played for Sampson because I was just tough as nails.
Yep.
Meaning, I was just. I'm not even talking about the scoring. I'm not talking about the threes. I'm not talking about, you got to remember when me and my brothers were playing, they used to try to downplay our conference of it being Conference USA. But you got to remember that in our conference, we had the number 1 team in the country, which was Memphis, with Derrick Rose on the team.
Right. That's right.
So if it ain't no Derrick Roses running at me, I think I'll be all right. And and we was always all right. And Sampson is, I think me and Sampson we'd have had our battles as far as when nobody's around. Kris knows that, but we would have had our battles. But when it was time to roll, we would have understood each other's language. You know what I'm saying? Our coach Tommy Penders, they're different, but they're similar in the sense of I love Sampson because he doesn't apologize for having a standard of greatness. And if you can't hack it, then you just can leave.
Yep.
And
Well said.
I coach now. I coach now. I train kids now. My son plays. He's 10 years old. And I get it. I get it even more on a level. So if you ask me that, maybe if you asked me back then, I'm like, nah, I don't like Sampson, man. He's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm coaching and I'm kind of crazy, in a good way, of course, I would have loved to play for Sampson. I think I could. I think I could have hacked it.
Because you're old school player.
Yeah, yeah. Even like at my time, Chris. Like even at my time, like I was kind of like if we playing. So I got there 2006. My swagger and the way I thought about life probably was 94 though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So were you on the team with Aubrey Coleman? No, I did not play with Aubrey Coleman. Great player. Aubrey Coleman came in right after me.
Yep. That's how old Fluff is.
Hey Chris, I turned 40 in December.
Dan, where are you on that scale, brother? You're not there yet, are you? Where are you?
Not yet. Not yet. I'll be 35 in May.
So yeah. But
You right there though, bro. Hey, I tell
I'm
you
right
what.
there.
Hey, 60 and 55 is the same thing.
Hey, I want to
But
say on the guards. What have you seen for following the UH over these last couple of years from the level? I don't even say the level, just the guards that Coach Sampson evaluates and bring in to implement the toughness in the system to kind of set the culture. Because I kind of feel like it all starts with the guard play.
well, I feel like we was robbed of a national championship last year. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like let me vent about that first.
Yes,
I
please.
feel like we were robbed of a national championship last year when our guy got hurt,
Yep.
But I think that he's challenging them to be productive and think. You could be productive and not be thinking. You could score 35 points and not even thought about how you did it. You just running around crazy. And I think that Coach Sampson is challenging these kids to think and produce and be aggressive and play defense. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why our guards have been successful is because they play both. First of all, they play both ends of the floor. So when you play both ends of the floor, a coach 9 times out of 10 gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I think they've been super successful.
And the culture is evident. During the broadcast, the announcers were talking about and even used the word Coach Sampson uses that he doesn't recruit, he evaluates.
Mm-hmm.
He brings in kids that fit his system because Coach Sampson is a hard-nosed coach. Like Fluff said, Coach Sampson is the way he is. If you can't hack it, you can leave. I mean, but chances are he won't sign you if you can't hack it.
Right.
So if he and Coach Sampson says about the players he signed, the transfers he brings in, we chose you too. You chose us, but we chose you. So that means that counts for something. That means I believe in you. I believe in your toughness, all those things. So that carries a lot of weight.
Right. I think too, also, I think people are forgetting, sometimes when you land where you are, people forgot where you've been, and I think people don't realize that, he, was a builder of Oklahoma. He was, he sat on that OKC bench for a while. He's experienced. So talent won't, he's a great coach because talent won't fog him.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes talent can fog you. You see a guy come down and go in and out, cross behind the back, spin. Yo, who's that? That's not gonna fog him. If you don't get back on defense, he gonna say something. If you don't close out right, If you don't ice it and make it go to, I watch all the games. So
Right.
if you don't make it go to the baseline, and then in the scouting report, I can tell what the scouting report is from how he get the tripping. You know what I'm saying? If you don't down it and make it go to the baseline, he ain't trying to hear it. Closing out with your left hand to go to the baseline, or closing out with your right hand to go to the baseline. If you ain't doing it, you probably gonna have to come up out of there. So that's why the guards have been like super successful to me, in my opinion.
And, I mean, staying on defense, every game, the game plan seems to always work to limit the opponent's best player.
Mhm.
Second time they've played smart this year and this season here in the past couple of weeks. What did you see from the game plan to stop him? He's the Big 12 leading scorer, he averaging
Mhm.
20 a game.
Mhm.
Arguably, maybe the player of the conference. And their
Mhm.
second time limiting him, their entire team had single digit points. I
Mhm.
mean, and that's not hard. I mean, easy to do.
Well, I think if you really watch how we play defense, I think that it's the second effort.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the ball comes off the rim and it could kind of deflate you, like meaning like if they get let's say they get an offensive rebound, or it was a play in the game where somebody got an offensive rebound, we closed out, and we just kept rotating, even
Mm-hmm.
though I'm saying it was a broken play. Those are the plays that deflate the other team,
Yeah.
and I think we do that a lot. Like what I mean by second ever is like, okay, boom, like people always talk about our defense, but like sometimes people do go by us sometimes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that the help is immaculate. And when the help comes, that guy that's behind, it's still coming. We just never stop moving. So I think that's why, it does. If you're a good player or whatever, I don't even think, I think when people come watch the University of Houston and it's like a player that like maybe the NBA scouts are watching, I don't even think they hold it against them. Like, I don't even think they're like, seriously, like,
Yeah, I agree.
they like, yo, Shea Gill would have struggled tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think that's how much we're like, you're not killing us tonight. You know what I'm saying? So that's my
And,
opinion.
and I see that a lot too, because when I watch other games, the help, like the first line of defense to get beat, and that rotation player who will rotate, put their body in front, they just reach and give up the point. We don't do that.
Or like
We
this.
actually, we ain't none of that. We rotating, putting our body, making them give it up. Then the help is helping the helper, and they gonna have to execute. And I think that's part of the toughness, like you just said,
Yeah,
that kind of take that will out of teams offensively. Like they're gonna have to give maximum effort, move the ball to really, really get a good shot.
definitely. Definitely.
And let me thank and pay a bill. let me thank our sponsors. Thank the Saxenian family for supporting Let's Rate Cougs, and going to continue supporting Let's Rate Cougs throughout the postseason. I'm happy to say, and also Star Pizza. Fluff, where you staying at, man? Where you at? Well, you said you'll be here March 3rd, right?
Hmm.
All right, Dayon.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm from I'm from the land of the back-to-back champs.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I know that.
I'm in
Not gonna hold that
Connecticut.
against you
East
though.
Coast.
Yeah, not gonna hold that against you though.
Hey, listen, just know this. I ain't got a shirt.
Yeah, we see the shirt you're
Hey,
wearing
Chris,
though,
look
brother.
at me, Chris.
Yeah, we see the
Chris,
shirt you're wearing for the city.
hey,
That's what shirt you're
but
wearing. Yeah,
I'm just saying, Chris, look at me, Chris.
yeah.
I ain't never put my son. I be telling him, like, bro, you can't even really like them like that, man. But just to let you know, I have never in my life put a shirt on, put a sweatpant on, a sock on. It's H-Town forever, man. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Ace Town forever. Yep.
So when they was in the conference,
hmm
I went to the game. They came to Connecticut, and I brought my family. We sat behind the bench, watched the game. John Houston still looks 24 years old.
He does. Yeah.
But we watched the game, and nah, man, it's so crazy because coming up, I was a top 50 player. They never offered me, so I went to Providence, and then obviously I went to Houston. So it's super up now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With the situation.
But Dayon, if you can make it down here for March 3rd, Let's see if he can get Star Pizza to feed Dayon, me, Andy, and Fluff for that Let's Rage Cougs show. Have Mike Pittman deliver some pizzas over to us as we do the show. So that'll be lit right there
March
for sure.
3rd, I'm there, man. We play Kansas at home. I'm there.
So we can try to feed you too, man. Feed you with some good pizza.
Man, listen, the environment. I mean, I appreciate it, but I haven't been home, man, in 10 years.
So this will be your first game at the Fertitta.
Yeah. Okay. So this is.
Well, you in for a treat then, my brother.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'll probably cry. Listen, when I got to University of Houston, it was flies on the wall, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was flies on the wall, and everybody like, man, when you see this, and I'm excited about that. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you then, man. So
Man, you too, brother. Hey, you ain't aged. Hey, Kris, you ain't aging like that either, man.
52, brother. 52. So
big time.
Yeah.
And I gotta I don't know how to do it, but anybody on here, whatever, my Instagram is Fluff McKeever. My program name is Elm City Elite, and my son is JR McKeever. He's Robert McKeever Jr. Hopefully he'll be a Cougar one day. But he keeps saying, go Huskies. I'm telling him it's not the move. But, yeah, those are our handles, man. I really appreciate you guys inviting me. Sometimes I get a little shy about the new regime. Not you, Kris, but Bilal has done a great job of willing me back in. Like, yo, bro, listen, we know you guys didn't play for Calvin, but at the same time, you guys are family and you guys are part of this. They just put my thing up in the facility. I seen that. That was unexpected. You know what I mean? So it's just it's just kind of I'm kind of willing my way back into not back into the family, but coming back around the family. You know what I'm saying? So it's been some great times these last 3 or 4 months.
I'm glad you mentioned Bilal because
Coach B.
Amazing.
Coach B has been part of it, and Coach Sampson is really important for
he
him
pushes that.
And his daughter
to connect,
and
Lauren too.
Lauren is amazing
to reach out and because I mean that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But after Fluff left, and I'm not gonna get into specifics, details, but Dayon, I kind of hinted with it, Dayon, sometimes off the record. But family, and everybody watching Let's Rage Cougs is family. All of y'all watching on YouTube and Twitter. There was a significant drop-off in outreach to our former players.
It hurt.
It would
really
hurt. Go ahead.
I want to talk about that.
Go ahead.
I think, and I want to apologize to Coach Sampson. I want to apologize. Just you know me, Kris. I just come raw and uncut.
Yep.
I want to apologize to Coach Sampson. I want to apologize to Bilal. I want to apologize to John Houston, my boy John Connor. I want to really say I know people really in that place that stayed through everything. Kris, that stayed through everything, really got a lot of love for me, and I kind of went. I kind of went distant because, we won't elaborate, but that very next regime, we almost wasn't even allowed. I was still living in Texas, in Houston. So I was still living in Houston. I was playing overseas and things, but I was still living in the city. And we weren't. It was almost like even if we were allowed, sometime it was like, why? And then almost made us not allowed. You know what I mean? So we didn't understand that because when we were there, all the former players came back and we played pickup in the summer, and it's like what we do. So I think for me, with my apology, why I'm saying that, I think for me is that when Sampson came in, I kind of had my gloves up, we didn't play for you. It's gonna be the same thing. You know what I mean? And it's been so much of the opposite of that. And this is before all the winning. You know what I'm saying? This is first year, second year, reaching out. Bilal been reaching out to me forever. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just want to say that, he called me and was like, yo, you on the wall, man. I'm like, man, you lying. And you know what I'm saying? Like for them to, do that and I didn't play 1 minute for them is, we know how this college thing go. And for me, I didn't play 1 minute for them, and then for them to show me love like that, I just want to give some back,
Yep. And every so often, Bilal he picks my brain and says, "Hey, man, what do you think about so and so? Should I reach out to so and so?" Yeah, man, these are Cougars, man. Yeah, it's all part of the family. And me and Dayon said, Andy says it. Everybody who watches the show, when we say it, we're serious about it. Coogs helping Coogs is a real thing. Okay, we are serious about that. Don't forget about folks from previous years who didn't play for Coach Sam. They're Cougars.
Yeah.
They helped lay the foundation for this second golden era that we are all enjoying right now.
Second golden era.
Yeah.
Let's put some flowers on that. This is the second golden era. This is the second golden era. And I tell people all the time, I don't care who you come with. I don't care if you come with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't care if you come with Shaq. The Joker. I don't care who you come with. The best center of all time played at our school.
Yes, sir.
His name is Hakeem Olajuwon. So, that was to get it. Most people don't, Duke is Duke all the time. But for us to come back and make this run back of greatness and just being amazing, for the years to be so separated from it, no matter what's been in between, schools don't usually get that.
Yeah.
They usually, once that's over, it's over. They might get back to being in a mid-level, but they almost never get back to that promise that they once had. And, I just want to say, like, that's a blessing for all of us, because I think real Cougs that really, like, my profile picture on my Instagram, no, on my Facebook, is me against Kentucky. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with my school. And I think like I said, real Cougs that really love the school, we only understand each other and how much we love that place. And for us to be back at this level, it's just it's really warms my heart, and I know it warms you guys' hearts too.
And go
You
ahead,
just mentioned a post player and kind of getting back to kind of current day. Jawan Roberts had a monster game against KU, and after that game, we kind of talked about. We had a question:
So
how do
13.
we feel about? Yep,
Uh-huh.
we had a question brought to us. How do we feel about? Is he our closer? What's your thoughts on that? Because it's oftentimes where Coach Sampson and staff look to get the ball to him in that mid post or high post area and allow him to either go one-on-one or make a play. Because early in the year, and without Jamal Shea, we didn't really have that guard who can go bap and get you in the paint. And it seems like that's their way to get the ball in the paint, to collapse the defense, to be able to make them react and get some of the actions.
Well, I think it's a great option. Only thing I will say about Roberts is, if he would just make the moves a tad, if he would just make his decision on what he does, I think he would get the ball way more if he would just make the decision a little faster of what he wants to do as far as getting into the bag of the move that he really wants to get into. I think once he starts showing that a little more, I don't know how we can make that happen, but I think once he starts showing that more, I think he'll be even more of a closer. Does that make sense, Dayon?
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. I mean, when I see him,
sometimes he get it, and sometimes he get it, and he hangs it, and we like, yo, go, you got him.
Yeah.
You got him. And he might maybe head nod another time, and it's like, nah, you got him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So You know, he's amazing. Like, but like if he would just down the stretch make that decision a little faster, I think that'd be big too.
For me, when I watch him, I wonder, is it a confidence? Is it a confidence thing? Because against KU, it was like, I'm
He
finna
was
take you
going.
I'm finna go. And so now when I watch him, I'm like you saying, like, you got to go. Like, so is
Yeah.
it like,
And
is
do
it
I
a
got it right
confidence?
when we watch? Do I got that? Do I got that right?
I see the same
Yeah.
thing. I see the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like when he get it, he looking to go middle. So when he get it and he looking to go middle, he kind of looked there. So when he looks there, the
They react.
defense kind of puts their right leg or their left leg like you ain't going there. And
Yeah.
then now
Hmm.
it becomes, maybe he might still get the bucket though. Don't get it twisted. But
Yeah.
now it becomes more of a struggle bucket than a fluent one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah. And I think, and y'all agree or disagree, when the Cougs offense goes through a dry spell, I think it's because they slow down.
true.
They don't attack. They stop being aggressive. They overthink it instead of just going to go and beat their man, moving out the ball, whatever. What do y'all think?
Well, I think Shed was such an amazing balance between Samson. You know, Samson is the alpha. So I think
Yeah.
Shed was an amazing example of coach, we ain't doing that right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys know Shed how you we
Yep.
ain't
Yeah.
doing that one right now. You gonna go through on the other side, it's time for me to dance.
Nick,
Yeah.
yes.
You right here, lifted right here on the wing or in the corner. I'm gonna need you to go on the other side, brother. Thank you. Please and thank you. And I'm gonna need you to come get me right here. And it's time to dance.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is what I'm saying to you guys about Pryor. He has to, he has to make the OG call, talk to him, tell him, listen, man, this how you handle Samson. Because I think that's like a little struggle for Crier. Like as far do I be a facilitator? Do I be aggressive? No, you to be both. And but you're right though, Kris. We slow down, we get up and we get the kind of second guessing movements.
Question for both of y'all. Will JoJo be back next year? I don't know about that second part. He could start in the NBA now. Not on a good team.
Yeah, I don't know about that start. I don't know about the start part. I think he'll be back. I think he still has a lot of development to do.
Look, that's
And
a
I
good
think
one, man. Are you
and
sure?
I said I think I would not be surprised because he can impact an NBA team now with his versatility, his energy, his defense. He kind of reminds me of almost like a Dennis Rodman in the sense that he can impact the game so much without scoring that can get him in the next level. But I think if he comes back and adds even more to his game and come more consistent, even with just being a dominant roller, just catching that floater game, catch, floater, catch, and finish, add that to his game, then I'll think, okay, he could be ready to be a rotation player.
Well, another thing too is, and we're watching this, man. It's like I think people have to I think people have to realize what they say when they say one second, when they say my dream is to play in the NBA. So for JoJo or any other kid is this, it's a key word in there. The key word is play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when people say my dream is to, and that was one of my dreams too, but like my dream is to play in the NBA. So I think people transfer play and to go. So meaning this, if it's another year, you could come back around an amazing staff like we have and be able to really hone your skills and almost and solidify playing for real. And then the next year, because the scouts know you're so much more developed, I think JoJo has to come back. Don't have to come back, but I think it'd be good for him to come back to make sure that he's gonna play when he makes that jump to the NBA.
Because he's not, I mean, it's January, but he's not a projected first round pick. So to me, if you're not a first round pick, come back. Okay.
I don't get it. I don't get it, you know. And then what's going on in college is like, you ain't broke.
Right.
NIL,
Yeah.
You're
NIL
not
is here.
broke.
Yeah.
So if they saying you're second round, man, they saying you're second round, just come on back. Let's get some Frenchies, man. Let's cool out. You know?
So yeah, but I think upside on this team, he has the most upside for the NBA.
Yeah.
No question.
Now looking ahead to next year's roster,
we got the number one thing coming in now.
That's different. Next year's roster.
What are we gonna do next year? We can talk about it. I'll give you guys my number. We can. Well, you got my number already, but what are we gonna do for minutes next year?
Man, man, that's a hell of a problem to have next year because next year's team could be loaded. My goodness gracious, man. But
can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine us cutting the nets down this year, coming back with the number, coming back, and we cut the nets down, and we look, he put his head back. Dayon put his head out. Oh man, yo, you imagine if we cut the nets down this year, and then come back next year with the number one recruiting class in the country and win it next year.
I'm already thinking about this year, Fluff.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I don't see it. We were supposed to win it last year.
Right.
No
question.
Jamal rolled his ankle, and it was a bad sprain too. And you can just.
And I apologize, Jamal. I apologize, Jamal, because I'll admit something to you. I was sitting right here in my house. I'll admit something to you. I'm going, God, come on back. Yo, Kris, I'm yelling out it like, come on, baby. Come on, baby boy. Don't do us like that now. We need you. See, this would come back to being like, you're still a player, but you ain't playing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we need you, bro. What are you doing? But I felt bad when I found out how bad it really was.
Yeah.
And but I mean, that was thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the only reason we didn't win it last year, man.
What you saying for Milos? I mean, what you saying for Milos and the way he's kind of seems to be finding his groove and his niche and how he can impact this team this year.
Well, he probably hit the stride about 3-4 games ago where he really
conference play.
Really started getting comfortable. I like him. I think I think he needs to keep his confidence high. You know what I'm saying? Or when things don't go his way, you know what I mean. Stay focused. You know what I mean. That's big. That's gonna be big for him.
Stay aggressive, and he's not Jamal, especially personality.
No,
But Los comes back next year. He should have the confidence in himself and then the trust from Coach Sampson to do what Jamal did last year. Fluff not lying when Jamal said a few times in games, Coach, I
watched the games, bro.
Coach, I got this.
I watched all the games.
This is what we're gonna run, Coach. I got this.
I've seen Shed come down 30 times and go, and Sampson's going right, and Jamal like, man, I'm like, and you know me, Kris, I'm like, I like him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's my type of guy. You know what I mean. But when you do that, you got to get it done, though.
Yes.
And,
right.
Yes. And that's gonna be big too for young fella.
All right, this question. Is LJ Cry better than Reach? No. Not.
No, you know me, bro. You know I'm loyal. Yeah. No. If it's a Coogs, I'm going. If it's a Coogs, but we're gonna talk real basketball. No, he's not. He's not better than Reed for the simple fact of how good Reed shoots the basketball. I think if Cry really try to get that jumper a little more consistent, we can have that conversation again at a later date. But nah, not right now.
But
I think
H-Town,
Reed, I think can get his a little bit better off the dribble too.
Number 5 all time leaders, number 2 all time.
so he said Marcus Sasser passed you.
Okay, shouts to my little brother Sasser.
I thought that was right, but keep in mind
I didn't know
again,
I was
folks.
I didn't know I was number 5 all time.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but
I
folks,
don't think so. I think I'm like number 13.
yeah, Fluff played 17 years ago, before 3-point shooting was a thing like it is now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
What would you do in this era?
What do you mean?
And this in the climate, how they let them play, how you played then, how you was kind of ahead of your time, and now the game is even more spread and even more welcoming for getting more shots up, playing faster, getting more threes up, you, stuff like that.
Like what I would have got instead of what I got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kris was there, man.
Hey, when I asked Kris in the group chat, I say, Kris, Fluff, he said, that boy got buckets. That's the first thing he said. That boy got buckets.
I would have got about 34 a game. 33 or 34 a game.
I mean, he
because
put
you
up.
can't because you of how you put it. I would have got about 28 a game. 27, 28 a game. Because when I was playing, it was still physical. Like it wasn't Biggs wasn't letting you run in the lane and just do whatever you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, and I was a good free throw shooter. So now if you get touched, if you touch, I'm going to the free throw line, I'm gonna make those. You know what I'm saying? So I would say about 27, 28, but this might be corny or what I say, but I wish if I was, I'm a coach now, if I could do it all over again, I would take 6 points away and add 4 more assists. You know what I mean? If I could do it all, I'm a coach now. I'm corny. I know I got it, Dave. But like, if I can do it all over again, I'd have took 6 points away, or maybe 4 points away, and gave myself, because I was creative like that, and gave myself 3 or 4 more assists. And I think I would have been even a better player. Maybe take some threes away, take some more mid-range shots. So it's a great gesture. I appreciate it, but me being a nerd that I am now, I probably would take some of the, maybe a couple points down and get some more wins too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's enough, family. This has been great. This has been a blast.
This has been a blast.
Shout out to you, Dayon, for getting Fluff
I appreciate
involved
it.
in the show.
Shout out to Jamal, man. We had Jamal as a guest.
My
He
guy,
the one
my
help
brother.
facilitate
And
it.
I gave him so many dunks. He had to throw me alive. That's my brother. I appreciate him so much for connecting me with you guys. This has been an amazing night. Thank you so much for having me.
So you got to come back, man. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, whenever y'all need me to come back, man, I'm coming back.
You got an open invitation.
Wednesdays are great because I'm off from training and coaching on Wednesday. This is my mental health day.
Okay.
So, today's a great day for me. So, whenever you guys invite me, I do my best to make it.
Appreciate that, man.
Love.
Fluff
I see you guys March 3rd.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to shoot you guys when I land. I'm going to shoot you guys a text and just let you know that, I'm on my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look forward to it, folks.
Me
Everybody
too.
watching. The love is real. A true Coug. You got 3 Cougs on the screen doing this show. Let's Rage Cougs. Sponsored by Steve Saxenian and the Saxenian Family. Another Coug. Brought to you.
Wow.
Feeding us Star Pizza. More Cougs. Cougs helping Cougs, people. It's a real, sincere thing that we are doing for you. And Dan, do you have that the banner? I don't know if I do with the email. Is it here? Here we go. Yeah. Seriously, folks.
Yep.
If you can make it happen, and advertise, email us at letsragecougs@gmail.com because Fluff knows people. I know people. Dayon knows people. We can get more alums on these shows. We want to get, my goal, take this show on the road, literally on the road, with the team on the road, Big 12 tournament, the NCAA tournament. And I think Fluff will be right there with me, Dayon, and Andy, and other alums.
Right there. Man, I'll be right there with you, man.
That day when the Cougs win that chip,
yes,
I already said I'm going to be on the floor on the court.
Crying.
Yes. Jumping around, acting ignorant.
Yes.
For all of y'all to see, recorded. And y'all said, look at Kris acting like a fool. But everybody who watch this show would know, nope. Kris being true to what he says he's going to do. Kris says he's going to do it. That's what he's doing. So when that happens, put the camera on me. And follow me around.
And I just want to say, Houston, I miss you and I love you, man. Okay? Color Boulevard, I love you, man. Okay.
We'll see you.
You already know.
We'll see you March 3rd. Fluff
I
McKeever,
see you
thank you very much, brother.
Much love to you guys. God bless you.
God bless. Dayon, close it out, man. Close it out.
It's only one way to close it out. Can't end the show without saying, you know it. Go Cougs, baby.
Go Cougs, baby.
Appreciate it, Fluff.